What's the project?
We're building a double-doored aluminum gate. Is that what you would call it?
Panel.
Double panel aluminum gate that's going to be operated robotically by robots.
Okay.
We are MIG welding it.
You're not gonna TIG weld aluminum?
I mean, I already TIG welded some caps on the post.
Oh, so we're TIG welding it.
Well, I mean, if you're being technical, I guess we're doing better.
I mean, technically.
I mean, yeah, I'd like to be technically correct, yes.
I mean, we're MIG welding it though.
But you already TIG welded it.
Some.
I don't know what to believe.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm gonna go make a robot cut holes.
This guy.
Okay, Hunter, how about you explain to me what the is going on?
Alright, so we have this big dual panel driveway gate.
How big?
It is big, man. It is big.
How big?
Honestly, I really have no idea how big it is, but I do know that we're waiting on a part in the mail so we can, because it's gonna have two, like an intermediate and top bar that are rolled, and Tay wants to do it in-house, so he ordered some rollers for our tubing roller that can roll square tube. So we have a one-to-one replica on a banner, I guess you could say, of what the gate's gonna look like. So he's just gonna roll it until it matches that, and then what Spike's about to do is blow holes in the why'd you look at me like that, bro? He's about to blow holes in the bottom bar of like the two bottom bars so that we can just slide the picket in and get it square and then weld it in, and we will be MIG welding it with the spaceship Proteus.
Okay.
And Spike's being a little weird.
All right, so imagine the gate has a bottom bar and the top bar is what's getting rolled. The bottom bar is getting cut so that way the pickets can go in there. We don't have to cut them, do anything. And that's what the robot's about to do. Thank you, Shop Saver.
Well, first off, special guest Tyler Kerf is in the shop right now.
What's up?
Tyler's got an intern with us this summer, and maybe more comes from that. Good to have you here, dude.
Thank you.
He's out of the Burton welding program. But we've been putting him straight to work, helping prep for this aluminum gate. So Hunter's running the camera, helping me do an update. So we have been using the Pro Tools roller with the new dies to create these arc pieces. And we had our buddy Charlie over at Top Notch Customs do this pattern for us, which has been really helpful. So it's a 1-to-1 scale printout of the top section of these gate panels. And it's a curved, it's the compound curve is the wrong word, but it goes down and then it switches direction and curves up, which would be a very difficult shape to do in one piece. So we ended up cutting the pieces that we had, the straights, the raw pieces, in half. And I just did this curve and then that curve, and now we're gonna weld them together. So the idea is we will precisely and methodically align these pieces with the drawing. even though the drawing's not 100% to scale, we figured out yesterday it's about a 1/4 inch short over the entire run. That's fine, because really all I need this for right now is to make sure these curves are consistent, at least they should be all the same, and true to the drawing. So what we'll do in a second is we'll set that camera down, and Hunter will help hold at least this part. And Tyler, I may get your eye too. You know, we want to make sure that this end stays where it's supposed to be and this end stays while we tack this joint here. And I guess we could find a hole through the paper and put a clamp there if we had to. But yeah, they're a little tweaked, which won't end up mattering in the final deal, but it makes holding it flat to the table kind of a chore. But that's where we're at on these double driveway gates made from all aluminum. I think this will be the first thing we start welding together, finally. Waited on those dies from Pro Tools for a month. Thanks, Pro Tools. I paid full price. I don't have to be nice to them. They took forever. All right. So, let's do this thing. Was it I know every time it's like brand new.
Frequency was what we changed. That was when it started laying some really small beads. So I had that, I think, on 5. Yeah, I had it on 5, but then we found the money slot was like 3.
Cool.
So everything is already saved in here. We do job 2. So I guess we'll just try and do some test pieces. But here, this is the push-pull gun. Yeah, it's got rollers right here. Yeah.
I think I already had it unlocked.
Yeah. Rollers, 4 rollers right there, and then 2 more right there. So that when you pull the trigger, that's wild.
So slick. And then like, we didn't even use this, but we can load our easy jobs right here.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. So you can sit here and do this. Your thickness, amperage, whatever that's
a dynamic, I think.
Yeah, there's a dynamic.
There's a dynamic.
Oh, that's that actual score setting. Remember like when he went back out in the menu up here?
Oh yeah.
This part.
Yeah.
You can actually do that from the torch. Good Lord. Can you play Tetris?
Dude. Oh, that's pulse correction.
Yeah. Wire speed. Cool. It. It's way not the same.
Okay, well, I'll make a new one.
What do you mean?
New template for the top.
Well, didn't you just derive this from the drawing?
Yeah.
When this is derived from the drawing.
Because it looks much more symmetrical on the drawing. I mean, it might just be just a real life.
This is real life, Spike.
I don't believe it. Okay.
We have to exist in the real world.
Don't have to.
We do.
Spike lives in cyberspace.
Well, help us make this make sense. I mean, my first goal is to put a clamp on each end of this and pop a hole in it. Clamp each end down and then offer this thing up to it and see. Okay, so how's it look over there? Pretty much like we want it to be flush with the second line.
That's pretty close.
Okay, all right. So what we're doing is mocking up what is really going to be the most difficult part of this whole gate project. And that is cutting by hand the square holes in these 4 curved pieces. For a refresher, if one of y'all wouldn't mind grabbing the straight piece that has holes in it, why are you holding it like that? For a refresher, we did this on the actual shop saver because it's straight, and robots like 90-degree angles, and so does Spike. So wait, does that mean Spike's a robot?
Yeah.
No.
Compute? No.
So this actually stayed very straight. We learned with that other project that if we were to cut this in half, it would splay out like a banana because we've put some internal forces in this thing. But we're not going to cut it in half, obviously. So we were able to pierce all the holes, and they have an awesome fit with the pickets. We do not have the luxury of doing that here. So if we could get many hands and form this template to the shape now, and is it oriented the right way also?
Yeah.
So I need to go. I'll tell you. Okay, so that is a problema because I am like 3/8 of an inch off here. I need to go 3/8 that way. So what if are we flipped around the right way?
Yeah. Now, if you look at all the.
Are you sure? That your little marking hole.
Yeah, that's on the right side.
Okay.
We're looking at the gate. This is the bottom of the gate here. Is the top of the gate.
That is incorrect. This is the top of the gate.
Oh, okay.
This side goes up here.
Sorry, I was looking at it if I was at the gate.
Okay. Yeah. Take up. Start from one side. Let everybody let go except Hunter. Hunter, you get it right and clamp, and then slowly grab it down the line in succession. That way it'll pull.
Like a tube of toothpaste.
Yep. Now you hold that. Tyler, you hold that. It's closer, but I am still about a 1/4 inch off.
Now, is
The
this?
drawing was 1/4 inch small, remember?
Yeah. Is this tube?
I mean, I built the tube to the drawing because that's the only way to build the tube. So.
Right, but if it's a 1/4 inch short, then isn't the tube going to be a 1/4 inch short?
Well, I did leave them a little long. I mean, is the end of your template flush with the end?
Within a 16th.
Yeah. So mine is hanging over this side about an 1/8. Okay, everybody, stay there. Hunter, to the best of your knowledge, is the hole in this lined up with that hole, that picket down there?
No.
Okay, line it up with that picket. Okay.
Yep, right there, pretty much.
So we've got the same problem. So I still have built the curved piece to a template that is wrong. How you doing? Great.
We love this.
All right, so what do? That means we need to basically, I kind of think we just split the difference on this, and then we'll just make it fit. So like, shift that way about an 1/8 of an inch, the whole, everyone just grab your thumb and slide.
All right.
Okay, so now at least the profile of my picket is inside this square. It's not perfectly centered, but it is encapsulated by it. Does your picket line still fit?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah. So
Then should we bring this down to see, like bring that down as close as
I'll
possible?
bring it down to you. I'm not gonna be able to do all that, but yeah, if we just sort of center it up.
I mean, that looks.
How's it look from that side of the pipe? Picket versus hole.
I mean, with the curve of the plasma, it'll probably be pretty, like.
It looks really close. Like I'm
Well,
trying
it's
to.
close in the center and then goes off.
I'm lining up my hole here to this, and that looks pretty good. Like that hole to this hole.
I think we can make that work. Let's say all these holes get punched and the whole set of holes is off a little bit. Then we just shift this over and fill a gap or do something there. I'd like to avoid that, but it's not the end of the world. We would just need to make, whatever process we choose, we just have to standardize for all 4. Because we have to do this 4 times.
Yeah.
So, because the drawing is off, and this, I sort of do the same thing in roll cage work, I would prefer to work center out.
Okay.
Instead of starting on one side and hoping that, you start on one side, the difference by the end clearly is going to be about a 1/4 inch. But if we pick center points and work out, then we can spread that difference evenly across the piece.
Well, it's like, yeah, this is the most lined up of all of them. It's like
Yeah, I was gonna
dead
say,
on,
right
and then
here.
this is, if you look at it from this side, it's pretty obvious.
All right.
Well,
Let's
also-
Sharpie on them.
Yeah.
This template. Can we try one more thing real quick?
Yeah.
This template is. This is the top. Can we put it on the inside, on this side, and see what it looks like? Bring that.
It's about the same.
Yeah, it's about the same.
Is it about the same?
Oh, that's pretty good.
We're within the geometry there.
That's
and
it, yeah.
Yeah, that's the mark. Ew, dude. Gross.
I'm gonna have an HR meeting.
Okay, so how do we standardize this for all of the pieces? Do we cut the extra off the end of the template so that it's flush with each end? Of course, all 4 S pieces are gonna vary in length a little bit because I left them all long. I guess again, we should work off center.
Yeah, mark the center point, like what is gonna be considered the center for this. Get all of them together, mark them now. Does that make sense?
I will mark them now. If you drew this on the bias this way, right? This hole does not. Whereas this one, a square, you could draw a straight line on the perpendicular through the tube, and it's the same as both holes. This one's not. It's that way, not here.
Right.
So
if you move this,
but the curve is not the same.
right? That's
The
what I'm saying.
angle difference here is there's almost no angle difference here. Here, there is an angle difference.
I know. I drew this one for the bottom of the template. That's what I was saying earlier. Is that this is
Okay, my point was, and maybe I misheard you, that you can't use this for this.
right.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then let's make
I'll
a
get
top
the other
template.
one. Yeah.
That's okay. We got there. That's what I need. So this is great. Standardization. All right, so the fellas and I have been hard at work since we got back from lunch, making some actual progress on the driveway gate. We've sort of been filming everything to this point, but it's been a lot of time lapse. But this is now what looks like the outline of 1/2 of the driveway gate. We had a few big key wins, one of which was brought on by our plasma cutter. We finally made patterns for these square holes out of some 14 gauge steel that, as you see, we can just use like squeezy clamps and mate to the curved piece. Once we basically, our template didn't turn out right. I think I've already said that. So all we did was use the center and work out that way, knowing that it's just gonna grow. So then we mark our center here and here, and then I could take this off the table over on those sawhorses, and then we used the handheld plasma cutter, right? And we just took the nozzle, which this isn't a contact tip, but who cares? And so the squares are sized such that when you ride the plasma cutter along the edges of the hole, the resulting hole, which you can see over there, Hunter, take it away.
So this is what the holes actually look like. Definitely needs to be cleaned up just a touch, but
You couldn't stage that any better.
yeah. But I mean,
So some of them come out like ready to go, like, yeah, but basically we take the band file, or continue your thoughts, sorry, I cut you
that's
off.
what I was gonna say. We just been dressing them up with the band file.
This thing is so perfect. If you haven't seen this thing, it's a pneumatic, well, band file is what they call it, but it's small enough to get in there and clean up both sides of the hole, and you can get both sides in one go. So basically the next step is open these holes up to where this sample picket passes all the way through. And in the middle here, the holes are offset diagonally, so we're gonna have to widen them quite a bit. But I'd rather them be too small and then we grind it to fit than be way too big and have a giant gap to fill. That being said, our Fronius iWave with the double pulse push-pull aluminum MIG gun fills a gap really, really well. We did not expect that, and you can build it up pretty easy and then just fill it in. So we have one of those done and welded in. That one will be done once we open the holes up. And we've got 2 sets of patterns now. So one set of patterns can be being clamped and sized up while I'm over here cutting holes with the other set of patterns. Patterns are working great.
Sweet.
Yeah, me too.
Have you tested it with pickets yet?
Yeah.
And it looks great.
Yeah, when we put that one together, we did so by having one picket in the very center, and we pulled a measurement from the top and bottom of the picket over to the side, and it was within a 16th.
And this showed that it was really close to being
Picket was square. See, math does work.
Yeah.
Spike was very, very concerned that this process wouldn't work.
I wasn't concerned it was gonna work. I mean, yeah.
I was like, what?
concerned it wasn't gonna work.
The process.
Opens thesaurus and looks at concerned, worried.
The source or the process I knew would work. I just didn't know if I did my part of the process right.
Yeah, well, that's your only part.
That's why I was worried. I don't care about the other parts.
I don't worry when you guys fuck up.
See, it's this like pressure cooker of a symbiotic relationship. Like your reality has to match our reality.
Yeah.
And our reality, because of the order of operations, is highly affected by your understanding of reality.
Wait.
Mike, you better fix your
Wait.
So all I heard was my part of the process was right.
It all worked great.
Great.
Yeah, it was all perfect. Yeah. So then, all we have left to do on that one is drop the second one in, and then we can start welding everything up. This one is ready to come off and go to the cutting station. That one will be dressed, and then the fourth one will go through the same cycle. Then we pull the template off the table. We have our stops in place from the first panel we built. So we'll set the left and right uprights in place, lower horizontal that already has the holes in it, and then our two upper horizontals. And then we're gonna do the rest of it.
Big old tax, baby.
The Austrian hero is here to help us. Nice. Yappa actually helped keep that weld pretty low profile.
Oh yeah. Spattered a bit.
It's okay. I wonder what you use for aluminum anti-spatter. I wonder if it's the same stuff.
I'd say.
I guess it's just that oil coating is what does it. It sounds a little crackly, so maybe that's why. Coming down to the wire here on the brush gate. Mr. Flieger's in this morning. Last day, dude. Last hour.
Yeah.
Other than install. This thing's really come together nice. Been using the Frony SI wave here. Push-pull MIG gun. Gonna do some last-minute welding. Got the hinge bars all fabricated. Lucas and Charles from Powder Coating Creations are going to be here in a minute to pick it up, powder coat it satin black, and then before long we'll be installing it. Very excited. So Charles from Powder Coating Creations picked up our aluminum driveway gate this morning at 9 a.m. It is 3:45, same day, and he just brought them back. So this episode is sponsored by Powder Coating Creations and Lucas and Charles that run that place. They are amazing, best powder coaters in town. Their work's top notch, and boy are they fast. Turns out bringing them lots of work is only making us their preferred customer. So
keep shouting out.
Yeah, their logo is on my drift car, and it's now on the screen as big as possible right in front of me. Right, Walker?
Yeah.
It's a giant logo right in front of me. Same day, unprompted, same day. I mean, your results may vary, but they one date us over here, and that's pretty freaking cool.
Editing Walker here. I failed to get a voiceover from Tay because he was busy doing this. So yeah, you're stuck with me instead. But Tay and Spike went out to the client's house and installed these beautiful gates, and they came out perfect. I'm showing some photos here on the screen. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know we did. And the client is very, very happy. So thank you guys for watching. And as our favorite tall guy likes to say,
If you haven't already, smash that like button, that subscribe button up, hit the bell, because everybody likes bells, or don't.